Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Princess Melissa, aka it's the Princess Duh, and today I'm back with another video. So I'm gonna be giving you guys a wig tutorial video. This is not gonna be, it's gonna be step by step. I'm gonna try to make it as detailed as I can, but in the past I've given you guys several detailed videos. Y'all didn't seem to like them that much, but I'm still gonna post the content that I feel like people want to see and need to see. We're gonna be, oh my god, I just dropped something on my big toe. It just hurt. Lord. Today we're gonna be putting on this wig. This is a wig that I created myself and I paid for myself. It's a disclaimer so y'all know I'm not a hairstylist. I am not a hair connoisseur or any of that. I'm simply just a girl getting ready to graduate college, a college student with very low funds that prefers to put her wig on herself as opposed to paying $300, $400 to get it done by somebody else. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I like to do when I'm trying to do a wig is take some mousse and I take a hot comb and I just get the whole wig flat. At least the top of the wig, the area where you're gonna have your baby hairs, that area where you actually have to connect it to your scalp. I like to do this because I don't know why, but it always has like a hump. It always looks very unnatural when I don't. And I don't usually do wigs often, but when I do, this is a step that I just cannot forget. It is a must-do step. So take whatever kind of mousse or foam spray you have, lay it down on whatever part you want to be flat, and just run your hot comb over that area a few times. I promise that it will make a difference. I also do it to the part of the hair that the edges are going to be as well. I just think it makes a complete difference. So I'm going to take some edge control and just rub it against my edges and brush them down, because when I put this wig on, I don't want any of my baby hairs falling out. I feel like this is actually why a lot of times we go bald. Black people go bald and they don't be having edges, because these frontals will whip your edges completely out. So make sure that you brush your edges back and brush them down really good before applying your cap so that you can preserve whatever little edges that you do got left. We cannot miss this next step. I always take a little needle and some thread and I just quickly sew the back of my cap down. I'm sure you'll see why later on in the video, but a lot of time the back of the cap be sliding up. I'm not a hairstylist again. I'm not sure what hairstylists do to make the cap stay down, but I promise you every time these caps be sliding up. So I like to just sew it down just so that it doesn't be flying up and flopping up in the back of my head later on. And let me be very clear, Got to Be Glue is going to be our best friend throughout this entire process. I love Got to Be Glue. I don't use it daily, but whenever I do need to get my hair slicked down, I need it to stay, I use some Got to Be Glue. So I'm taking that Got to Be and I'm spraying it on the forehead area so that I can lay this wig cap down before actually applying the real wig. Once I spray the Got to Be Glue, I like to just take a blow dryer and just kind of dry it manually so it can do it a little faster. I do my Got to Be again, then I go back over with my blow dryer, and this is a process that I probably do about 3 or 4 times. Once I finish that and we have our wig cap nice and secure, it's glued to our head, we need to just let it dry a little bit longer. So something that I quickly like to do is just take some MAC finishing powder and I just put it on the top of my head so that it looks like it's actual scalp. Now this part right here always freaks me out when I see people do it on TikTok, when I see other girls do it on YouTube. I'd be so scared for them. I'd be like, oh my God, they're gonna cut their forehead. Last thing you wanna do is cut your forehead and now you got a big old scratch on your head before your big day. So when you do this part, take your time. As you can see, I fast forwarded this, but I'm going so slow. I take my scissors and I go into the middle of my forehead and I start cutting that cap moving back towards my scalp. I try to get it as close to my hairline as possible without ruining my actual hairline. Believe it or not, I've lost my edges. I lost my edges so bad because a wig was placed way too close to the front of my hairline. So when you're doing this part, just be careful when you're cutting your ear out. Also be careful. You do not want to accidentally cut your freaking ear off, girl. So take your time with these scissors because they are far from safety scissors. Alright, so now we got that Mr. Clean bald fade going on. And it's not perfect. It does not look like how when the hairstylists do it. But it's getting a job done. So when I'm doing this process, a lot of times I like to just throw my wig on my hair really quickly. Just to measure and see like where the wig cap is laying. Because as you can see right now, I need to cut a little more off the side. Because the wig cap was still showing even after I put the wig on. So once we measure, if we need to cut off any excess wig cap, I like to just take my Got2b glue spray and I like to spray the wig cap again and blow dry it again so that I can really melt this cap. The secret to having a really nice wig is melting your cap. So make sure that your cap is like melted to the gods. Once I do that and I feel like it's good enough, I always just take a band, wrap it around my head as tight as I can, practically squeeze my brain out until it's nice and flat. This is going to make sure that that wig cap looks good, or as good as it can for an amateur. Once I remove that band, you can see the difference. Now, it's not melted into my forehead because this cap is just not my skin color. It's not close to my skin color, but it is secured down. Also, you guys can see some of my hairs popping out on the back and on the side after I cut that cap. This is why we sewed down our wig cap in the back, so that it don't be popping up looking all crazy. Anywho, now I'm going to go ahead and put my wig on. And it looks so crazy. I'm looking like Chewbacca right now, but I promise. In the end, I was so shocked. I was so shocked. Okay, this part is real important. I had to really stop and take my time with this part. So when I put the wig on, it was all over the place. It looked crazy as heck. So I had to actually stop, brush it out, comb it out, get it to look as good as I can before the actual application process. Now, it's time for the application process. And this is where I kind of made one of my first mistakes. I have some Ghost Bond, and I've seen videos of other girls who put the Ghost Bond on one side first, and then they lay that side down, then they go and do it on the other side and lay that side down. I don't know what I was thinking this day. Honestly, I think I had a lot on my mind this day. I'm getting ready to graduate, still in the middle of an internship. I got a new dog. You know, I just had a lot going on, and I just, whatever reason, I was just not super focused. So as you can see, I'm putting glue dots over my entire forehead. And I think at this point, I realized like, oopsies, I shouldn't have did that. But it was way too late. So I just took the end of a permanent brush and I just started smoothing that Ghost Bond down. Because at that point, it was already on my head. There was nothing else I can do. So when I did this part, I wanted to make sure that it was even. So I took my time with this. When you're applying your wig, you have to make sure that you have ample amount of time to lay this wig down. I mean, I took off the whole day. I didn't have no engagement, no prior engagement, no work, no nothing, because I needed to lay this wig down. So I applied that first layer of Ghost Bond over my entire forehead. And then I kind of blow dried it again, manually trying to speed up the drying process. So once your Ghost Bond turns from white to clear, that's a good indicator to go ahead and apply your second layer of Ghost Bond, which I'm doing now. So again, we want to think even layers, even layers, even layers. Even though, like I said, you should probably try to do this one side at a time. Your girl was just doing whatever. I was just trying to get that wig on. So now it's actually time for us to put the wig on. And y'all, I was so nervous. I did not want to make a mistake and have to start over. So when you're pulling that wig down, take your time. Take your time. Let the glue dry. Like, all of these things are very important if you want to have like a slaying wig. And there's this little technique that I saw that I decided to try to help me lay this wig. So as you're laying your wig down, you want to take a small rat tail comb and be like smushing the wig while you're like combing it simultaneously. So you'll see me do it here. I'm like smushing the wig, but I'm also combing it simultaneously. One, that's to prevent from any of the hairs to getting stuck on the glue part. Any hairs that are not edges, I should say. And two, it just helps me secure the wig. Otherwise, I would have to use my fingers, and my fingers going to be sticky. It's going to be a mess. So I feel like this little rat tail process works really well. Give it a try, see if you like it. I did. I thought it was really helpful, and that's kind of what I did, and that's the method that I used to get this wig actually installed. So again, we are taking that band, that same band that we used to melt our lace in the beginning. We're taking that band and wrapping it back around our edges. Now, when I initially did this part, I actually did not let my hair dry all the way. So make sure that your hair dries all the way. This is what it looked like when I took it off. It was actually not that bad. I actually went to the nail shop in between this because I think you could see in the beginning my nails weren't done, and now I got some nails on. So yeah, I actually came back and finished this video later on. But when I took that band off, it was a lot of smushed hair all over the place. And part of that is because I didn't let it dry. So make sure you let it dry. And then I am just trying to add a middle part here. I also kind of made a little mistake, and I already had a pre-plucked middle part, but it was scooched over a little to the side. So I had to basically make a makeshift middle part and do it all over again. So all I did was take that mousse, I parted the middle part, took that mousse, sprayed it on there, and then I got my hot comb to make it sit down. And it sits down perfectly with that mousse and that hot comb. So if you need to fix your part, that is what I did to fix mine. So in the process of making my little new makeshift middle part, something I like to do is take that concealer and put it in the middle of my head. It just makes it look a little more natural. I mean, I feel like the color already was pretty natural, but it just makes it look a little more natural. So you put that concealer on, and then you take a rat tail comb, put it in the middle of your scalp, and you'll spray with black spray. That way the part looks like very detailed. Now, as you can see, based off my face right here, I effed up. I was like, oh my God, I just messed this middle part up. So you know what? I had to add some more concealer and do the process again. And as you can see, my little makeshift middle part, it turned out a lot better than I expected. So we are very close to the end of this entire video. I am at the point where I'm doing my edges, and I initially started doing my edges with Got To Be glue spray. As you can see, the Got To Be glue spray really helps manipulate the edges without it being super sticky, because you know it's a liquid first and then it gets sticky. So it was nice to use initially to manipulate the edges in the way that I want them to go. But in the end, I wound up going back over my edges with some edge control, because that was the only way I could get them to actually lay. And even then, I'm looking like, ooh, they don't look that good. At this point, I'm getting a little frustrated and discouraged. But of course, when you're still new to wigs and still new to doing your own hair, you're going to be discouraged. It's not going to be looking like the City Girls. It's not going to be looking like Cardi B wig. It's going to be looking like Yardie P wig. And I got so mad, y'all. My boyfriend even made me a little sandwich. I was hangry at this point. So I took a little break, ate my little sandwich. I was all good. And then I came back in with the curls. Took my flat iron and I curled all of the hair. I believe that curling your hair makes it look a lot better. It makes it look really pretty, and usually people only curl their hair on occasions. Otherwise we just kind of keep it straight. So I decided to go in and curl this wig. Later on I did straighten it, but I decided to go ahead and curl the wig. I thought it'd be really cute if I just added some little curls for a little pop, you know. So once I finished all of my curls, I was out here giving sexy grown-up Shirley Temple. It was so cute. I take that mousse and I use the mousse again to manipulate the hair. It was still looking a little too puffed up for me, little flyaways, a little humpy. So, you know, I put that mousse on there so I can use the hot comb to manipulate the hair where I want it to go and how I want it to go. And as you can see at this point, it's like really giving melted lace wig. It's giving melted lace. It looks really cute. So I like to use that to try to get the wig to just look a lot better. And I always comb or brush my curls out a little bit. I like to use a big tooth comb. I found that when you use a smaller comb, you might actually comb the curls out. But I like to just comb them to look like big, large wave curls. And I just thought that it looked so cute. And this is the end result. As you can see, I have officially finished my wig. I think it looks very pretty. I think it looks so good, so beautiful, bouncy, luxurious, voluminous. I thought I did a great job. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you think I did in the comments down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.